This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem. We're leaving Marrakesh, so I want to just speak about a few Gedolim and Tzadikim that were in the cemetery that we didn't have a chance to visit, just to be aware of their names and their personalities and the lives that they lived. As mentioned, the city of Marrakesh was Ir Ve'em B'Yisrael, which is a major center of Torah dissemination for the Jewish people. And it's different than we think. We're accustomed to thinking that the Rabbanim in Morocco were all Mikubalim, they were mystics. But in Marrakesh, it was a major center of Talmudic analysis. They were Rosh Yeshiva here who were very well versed in all of Shas and Poskim, Be'iyun and the Rishonim, Achronim, in the analytic process. In fact, Rav Mordechai Atiyah writes, first of all, he says, the Jewish people always called Marrakesh Marrakesh, basically Marrakesh, the main city of Morocco. So we didn't call it Marrakesh, we called it Marrakesh. However, B'lashon Yishmal, Marrakesh, Yosef shared that really Marrakesh is Rashi Tevot, Memresh Chaf Shin, Moira Rabcha K'Moira Shamayim. Marrakesh, Moira Rabcha K'Moira Shamayim. So I want to speak about three great Rosh Yeshiva who lived in the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century. They were Rosh Yeshiva in the times of World War II. One was the son of Rav Shlomo Abitbul. His name was Rabbi Avraham Abitbul. Rav Shlomo Abitbul, of course, wrote Yafa V'Tama, that we learned the piyut last night. He was born in 1875, and he was one of the great Rosh Yeshiva in Marrakesh. He was expert b'chachmas ha-Talmud. He had many chidushei Torah. He would review the Talmud, the Bavli, again and again and again, very quickly. He knew Baal Peh, he knew by heart all the Mefarshim. He was a great Lamdin, and he was a great Baal Midos. So when people had she'elos, they would like to come to him because he would always give them a kind word, and he always responded with Hey, Vav, Mem, Vav, Resh. You know what Hey, Vav, Mem, Vav, Resh is? Humor. He always had a funny word to say. So he was a great Lamdan. He also had a good sense of humor. He also cared greatly for his Talmidim. So it was in the times of World War II, the economy here was shattered. There was no money. People had nothing to eat. And all the Talmidim were completely reliant on Rav Avraham Abitbul for food. So he would go to the Balabatim and he would say, did you buy food for Shabbos? And inevitably, they said, yeah, of course we bought food for Shabbos. And he would say, okay, but the Talmidim didn't buy food for Shabbos. Did you take care of the Talmidim? This was Rabbi Avraham Abitbul. You had another great Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Yaakov Adahan. Rabbi Yaakov Adahan was born at a similar time, 1889. He was a great Amkan, a Daikon in the language of the Rishonim, the Achronim, a great Masmid, and his schedule was not human, was Lamala mi Basar V'Dam. He didn't need to sleep. He didn't need to eat. The Talmidim would ask him, we all go home in the middle of the day to one of the Balabatim to have some food. Why don't you go home to eat? And he would say very simply, there's no food in the house. His schedule was so extreme that it cost him his health. In fact, he once went to a doctor, and the doctor, after his physical, said, Rabbi, my only advice to you is you need to stop your in-depth learning. You need to relax a little bit. You can't learn with such analysis. It's too rigorous. It's too taxing on your health. And he would say, Doctor, you're Moroccan. Yeah, the doctor says, so what, I'm Moroccan. There's no listening to Torah Anytime of previous Shiurim during the live Shiur. Thank you. So, but after the live Shiur, go to TorahAnytime.com. You could hear the Shiur again. You could hear it on regular speed. You could hear it on fast speed. You could slow it down. You could then listen to it on podcast. You could follow it on many, many venues. Okay. So, Rabbi Yaakov said, well, if you're Moroccan, then you probably spend most of the day smoking. That's what Moroccans do. The doctor said, yeah, I smoke. So Rabbi Yaakov said, so why don't you stop smoking? You know it kills you. The doctor said, what can I do? It's second nature, it's my habit, I can't stop smoking. So the Rabbi Yaakov Adahan said, my entire life is limud haTorah be'ion, rigorously, with b'chol libi u'b'chol nafshi. I can't stop. It's my entire essence. It's my entire being. So this was Rabbi Yaakov Adahan. There was another great Rosh Yeshiva at the time. His name was Rabbi Yosef Nachmiash. Rabbi Yosef Nachmiash. Now, there's a very sad ending to the lives of Rabbi Avraham Abitbul and Rabbi Yaakov Adahan. Rabbi Avraham Abitbul had many, many more Talmidim. Firstly, as we said, when people would ask him a shaila, he would always answer b'sever panim yafos, and he would answer behei, vav, mem, vav, reish. He always had a humorous word. And Rabbi Yaakov Adahan had very few Talmidim, and one of the reasons, aside from the very friendly way that Rabbi Avraham Abitbul dealt with his Talmidim, was the fact that Rabbi Avraham Abitbul, during the time of famine, would provide and find sources of food for all his Talmidim. And word got out that Rabbi Yaakov Adahan maybe had some hakpada, that Rabbi Avraham Abitbul was supplying the Talmidim with all their needs, and therefore he had very few Talmidim. And therefore the rumor was that they summoned each other to the Bezdin Shalmala, and both of them passed away at the very same time at a very young age because of this report that there was Hakpados Beineihem. So this is the lives of three of the great Rosh Yeshiva here in Morocco: Rabbi Avraham Abitbul, Rabbi Yaakov Adahan, Rabbi Yosef Nachmiash. And as mentioned, Rabbi Avraham Abitbul was one of the great Lamdanim and also Mefarnasim of the Talmidim here in Morocco. Zechusa Yagin Aleinu. As Reb Mordechai Atiyah says, Hakol Yoidim, everybody knows, Ein Torah K'Torat Marrakesh. There is no Torah in the world like the Torah that was studied here in Marrakesh.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.